Cool. Who would like to bring us all up to speed for a little bit of inspiration? Should be pretty easy.
Say, we tried to leave. I rolled a 12. We fought a dragon. It ran off. We turned around.
We turned the car around.
No. We did not turn the car around. The cars were destroyed. We turned around.
Yeah. An unfortunate loss of some snow lopers due to a well-timed 12 on the adventure journey. It was great. It was great. I mean, let it be known, you sent the dragon running. It
Yep.
fled from you.
It fled into its lair, which, as far as I can tell, is a dark cavern with a deep, like, pool in the middle of it that is very deep. And then it just went to the bottom of it and made an ice plug to hide
Yeah.
itself in.
Well, it went somewhere. Could be its lair. Could be
Is
not its
trackable
lair.
by Rainier with the brand investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, the magic GPS tracker has been attached.
You know how they tag animals for study?
yeah.
That's
yeah.
Rainier's crossbow bolt just sticking out of the dragon's spine right now. A little red beep, beep, beep.
Some hunters use, or like some folks use like surgery to implant these, but I just shoot them with a bow.
Okay.
I went to the bakery to make sure I had plenty of pastries for tonight.
Ted, go ahead and take some inspiration. Thank you very much. Okay. You have you have arrived in Skuro. It is early in the AM, like just before 2 a.m. You have completed a scrying on the dragon, as was mentioned. Getting a sense that it is in hiding from you and the greater threats in the world at large. It seemed to have dug itself a little burrow and is resting as best it can. You have been brought to the main hall, which is sparsely populated. You have been the fires have been restoked. Blankets have been brought for each of you.
Zell's a bit fucked up.
Zol's a little messed up, yeah, from the scrying. Got a little water in the lungs, but is otherwise okay. No, nothing mechanical is happening to him. Cool. You find Ekolf is brought out to speak to you all, just to see, like, hey, you guys left a few not too long ago. This one of our guards is telling me that something happened. So he's just trying to get a sense for like what went on, and why you're back so soon. Who would like to tell him the events of your day's travel and travel back?
No one else will. Ember Prime will.
Cool.
Oh my god, we made it like 5, like maybe 6 miles out of town, and then there was a big fucking white dragon. We kicked its fucking teeth in, but then it flew off because it's a little bitch and can't handle the 5th season.
You mean the dragon was close?
Very close. Very close. We did lose some snow lopers. I didn't think it was, no offense to them, but that's a lot of diamonds to bring back snow lopers.
Well, the value and worth is high, but diamonds carry some value here. The dragon being close is a rare thing. Sometimes they extend out for the beginning of worm hunting season.
Well, hold on. They? I thought there was just one.
Well, the pale mover, yes. We assume eventually they will find a mate of some sort, but yes, the pale mover. It has been seen this far, though very rare. I certainly did not expect it to come. We will need additional patrols this evening, I think. You see, speaks to someone and they nod and head out of the longhouse. Well, in the meantime, you all will need a place to rest. Feel free to warm yourselves by the fire, make yourself comfortable. In the morning, we can speak about any more provisions you may need.
Appreciate your help. I'm gonna go check on Zal. Make sure he didn't freeze to death.
He nods. You see, stands in front of a fire as you head off, and just kind of warms his hands, wraps the blanket, just observes his people for a moment, and you see him heading towards there's like a back room to this longhouse that he heads into. Is there anything anybody wants to do this evening or accomplish?
I think I'd probably try to tune in a little bit directionally, but knowing about the approximate location and clocking that it's not like moving around. Nothing more,
Uh,
I think.
yeah, it's west of you.
Yeah.
Ember Prime will do exactly what she said, and wherever Zal is recovering from getting dunked in water, she will just sit and wait.
Yeah, I probably just like if they bundled me up and put me in front of a fire, I probably do just genuinely fall asleep.
Um, Ember Prime sings all asleep. Do you watch over them or leave them be as they are?
Watching over.
Cool. Over time, the fires begin to dim a little bit. You see someone comes through and adds a little more fuel to it. Not to make it roaring, just to make sure it sustains. Okay. Um, you all achieve a long rest for the evening. That'll put you uh, roughly just about 10, we'll just call it 10 o'clock. Mhm. About 10 o'clock on the 14th of, 10 a.m. on the 14th of Elisis, um, you have approximately 16 days until the next full moon. On this morning, I assume every party member will receive temp HP, but not the mounts, correct?
I today I may also give it to the mounts before we head out, but we don't have our new mounts yet, so
Okay.
they're getting batched with our mounts. Speaking of, I have to resummon mine and also find my clothes.
You find your clothes hanging nearby. They are warm and dry. You see there's people about in the longhouse, only a sparse few. You've seen Ekolf has made his way through, waving hello to you all, and has left the longhouse to take care of something. Um, is there anything in town you guys wish to uh, do here? Um, if you require provisions or new animals, um, you find that they don't have as many to spare as maybe you would like, and this time they actually are asking for a barter of some kind. Um, do you guys wish to get new snow lopers?
I think that that is worth that.
Okay. um, you're told by what would be the stable master here, the person looking after all of them, that they do have two that they could part with for something of value. And he doesn't
Uh,
describe it further. He just tells you something of value.
I'll give them the Lantern of Eternal Night.
Hmm. He looks over this, asks you a bit about it and how it works and functions. Now, this is valuable. Yes, indeed. That gets you one snow looper.
Um,
Hang on.
yeah, going through my gear and the group loot.
Durham gives his armor away? Oh my god.
Is there anything you need? I can create a lot of things in short order.
We can create things too. If what you create is valuable, then perhaps a trade could be made. Leyless, do you wish to offer them the frost brand? The magic short sword you have recovered?
Great. Send this to chat.
Haha!
They can generate food.
Free bread.
Oh, fuck yeah. The bread sprayer.
Hold on, you gotta see this, and I will encase this man in bread.
Does it have a chance of breaking?
You do have to roll a d20 because you've used
I
it.
am not using it for an hour, but we'll see. Not a nat one.
Yeah, you're fine. You're,
Oh.
you're
Good, good,
fine. You're
good.
fine.
I will be upfront that it can run out, it can break, but for now,
You see they grab a chunk of this bread mound and sniff it, take a bite, begin chewing. You see they kind of like nod their head slowly and they smile and say, "This is very valuable. Very valuable indeed. Good trade. Good trade." You have two snow loopers again.
ahead and delete my bread sprayer relic. I am a little sad. It's worthwhile.
Uh, oh, I've also added in everyone's inventory, there are snowshoes in there. Um, and they reduce the likelihood of you getting stuck in deep snow. That's what the snowshoes do. Is there anything else in town that you guys, want to, re-up on, gather?
I would just turn to the party and ask, what is our plan?
I mean, I think
That's
we
a
just
great
try
question.
again.
Yeah, that's a bad draw. He didn't get lucky with that encounter, but no. I mean, well, we did get lucky. He didn't get lucky.
Based off of what I saw, I don't think chasing it down is gonna be all that helpful. Unless we have measures for breathing underwater and also for surviving extreme. I could say extreme. Assume I said extreme like 10 times and that amount of cold.
I think I can handle the breathing underwater. Let me double check.
I think we still have a kind of more pressing issue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we do need to deal with our buddy in the sky, and the other outpost seems to be our best bet for moving that forward. I just,
So again, towards Frostmane Hollow.
I think so.
I suppose at least this time, if it tries to come for us, we'll have some form of advanced warning. At least, I guess, you'll know if it goes up again, right?
In a certain triangulation, yeah.
I mean, at the very least, we'll know when it's done resting, because it will have moved somehow relative to where we are.
Well, only if it decides to move itself far. It's far enough away that it'll all just feel vaguely that direction until it's dramatically not that direction.
Okay. Wouldn't it be better? This is wild, considering I was sort of an advocate for this. Wouldn't it be? You think it would just be better not to attack it in its home?
I mean, I think that was where we're at, is not going after it, just
Yep.
leaving it be.
Hmm.
If only because, I mean, we could kill it, but just the place that it is currently in general, is inhospitable to us. I suppose it's possible that is. I don't know about directions, but that could be the hollow it went to.
Mm-hmm. My other concern is we may end up in the same spot that we're looking for with that dragon. Correct. I don't know this, but don't they like take things that they seem are valuable? So if they, let's say they found the old weapons cache, I forgot what the actual name was, but they found that and they may have wanted it, they just built on top of it, kind of thing, or maybe it was just put below them, because it feels like a really secure place to throw it.
I mean, that would just allow us to solve the problem anyway, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it'd be where we're going.
Mm-hmm. I just say that because of the last one we found it, under a monument. I wasn't there. Never mind. Scratch that.
I was about to say, I think that one might have
Mm-hmm.
been.
Let me admit.
Was that Krios or Perm?
That was firm. Krios didn't even make it past like the the grotto, I believe. He died to like the cave spider things, so the things that could like sticky webs. He
Yeah,
didn't even make it
weird,
like
weird cave bugs. Yeah.
he didn't make it that far. So never mind that fact. Let's retract that. That was never stated.
All right. I suppose plan is either way we head to the Hollow. That's
Hmm.
what we were doing, right?
Yeah.
If
Excellent.
we get attacked again, maybe we kill it this time. If it happens to be living there, well, maybe we'll kill it next time.
Give it our best shot.
Okay. Are you guys ready to set out for the day?
Yeah, I am now in castering. I'm doing the song for inspiring leader to give it to Scritches, but Basar and the two lopers. Considering how badly those lopers got fucking toasted, it's like
Okay.
a shit. I need to pay more attention to our mounts.
All right. So everybody gets how much temp HP?
It'll be 15.
Okay. Everybody gets 15 temp HP, including anybody's mounts or pets.
I know it's kind of mute because temp HP is temp HP, depending no matter what we run into. But at the current moment, this dragon is immune to pure cold damage. He did not get harmed at all in that last fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Basar, it's a double-edged sword, right? He is immune, but he also doesn't really do damage. Well, at least his elemental damage might not work against some things up here, right? But he's got bites for sure.
He's got the
Yeah,
snappy
I mean,
hit.
the lopers are the priority. It's just so happens that more things can be included in that nice song.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool.
We cannot afford to come back here in a day and a half. Like, please, we ran
One
out.
more time.
I shitted.
Cool. You guys resaddle up, pack the sleds, and are head out. Not quite as big of a crowd this time, but a fair amount of people are still like, "Yo, it's the 5th season. They're the Worm Slayers."
We
This time-
fought the dragon and lived. That's
I heard
cool.
they fought the Pale Mover. This is insane. You know?
This time, instead of having the Pegasus dude like wings flare, it's the fucking Griffin doing like a big kia, a big eagle kia,
Very
flapping
good.
its wings.
Cool, very cool. A lot of cheers and everything for it. I mean, it's these people, they're big fans. um, hell yeah. Okay, you guys set out once more into the frozen wastes. It's hard travel here. Your clothing is protecting you from the worst of everything here, but the cold is ever present. The small moments that you take your gloves off to do something, your hands are numb before you even know it. It's hard travel this way. I believe Ember Prime rolled last time to see what happened. We'll just go down the list. Durham, can I get a D12 from you to see what happens? And the Atropus has no effect today.
12.
Give me that 12.
Give me the 12! I'm fighting the moon! Okay, cool. You guys travel westward. Rainier, you're ever mindful that your prey is also westward, so you're heading in its direction. You do feel like very small variations in its direction, but it's just always west at the current for this day.
Right.
Um, okay. I am not on the tool. Okay. With the snow lopers, you guys get a cool 40 miles out. Is there anything anybody wants to do on this day or evening?
No, I don't have enough arrows for anything fun, so we're just gonna save those and be conservative.
Okay.
I will do my standard casting good berry at the end of the evening. Give everybody
Yeah.
a good berry.
Yep, very good. I believe the death ward will be falling off this evening at some point.
It lasts for 8 hours, so
For 8 hours, okay. Yeah, so sometime during the rest, it would have fallen.
So important that we figure out what our snuggle arrangements are.
Off.
are the-
You have tents. Who's bunking with who?
I think have you and I camped together before?
Raw, maybe.
Okay, there we go.
Look, big. I can fold my body okay for a tent. I am the largest one.
Yeah.
Is the problem? I'm gonna fill a lot of this tent.
Every time, no matter how many times you see him do this, it's always unsettling.
Oh, it always looks a little wrong when I
He
just
should just not be able to get that small.
like it's worse getting into the tent, right? Because like once I'm in there, I can kind of expand back out. But since the opening to the tent is like,
Overcompensate, get
yeah,
too
I just
small.
crunch and like waddle my way in.
I don't remember how big you are. Not that it super matters. I'm just visualizing everybody.
I think I'm like 5'6".
Okay.
Yeah, 5'6".
I am the littlest at 4'4".
I think that means Zal, Rainier, Laylas, and Whispers. I don't know where you guys are at.
How tall is Rainier again?
Like 6'2".
I'm 5'11".
Okay.
Well, you all snuggle up to different partners. Maybe it's a rotating thing as the nights go and you travel, or in your
There
travel,
we go.
you know,
We
maybe.
actually have a calendar.
The nightly strategy for Scritches is literally just with the Griffin claws, dig a very large hole and just put yourself inside of it.
Yeah, he hates every moment of
Yeah,
it.
there's the only way is to get out of the wind, and the only way to get out of the wind is to dig a fucking hole.
Yeah, you see, he's like in a snow burrow, in a bad mood, and you both look, and the snow lopers are bounding around like dogs, having a real good time.
Just a look of deep malice in those eagle eyes.
Glad someone's having a good time.
Maybe your Griffin mount begins thinking like they almost look like a horse. I like horses. Maybe we eat one of these guys. Cool, cool. You have an evening's rest here. Let's see here. Okay. There's a brief ice storm that comes in the night. Um, the tent flaps are whipping around, the wind howls for a while. It's about 2 hours long, this ice storm. But for those of you that are keeping watch or just wake in the night to maybe find a patch of snow for yourself, when the storm dies down, the clouds clear, and there's just this brilliant aurora dazzling the sky in colors. And you can see um, the sliver of the moon as it is um, uh, fading on its way to becoming a new moon. And of course, the ever present face in the sky looking down at all of you, just moving slowly, steadily across the sky. The morning of the 15th arrives. Everybody has a long rest. We'll assume that you do the same inspiring leader for pets and allies.
Yep, it just takes an extra bit of time.
Yeah, just a little bit of time in the morning to get ready. Okay. The Atropis does have an effect on this day. Can I have everybody roll intelligence saving throws for me?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that last part again?
Intelligence saving throw, as the
Ooh.
Atropis in the sky has an effect on the land here.
We know who don't got those. I wanna take you away. Like the way you move.
And the Griffin, though I don't think anything will have a tremendous effect on the Griffin. And snowbirds, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it's hold on, I gotta double check what its actual intelligence score is. It's the one that changes because of find greater.
Oh, right, because it's like if it's less than, I'm pretty sure the Griffin is smarter though.
It is well, the Griffin, its sheet is quite dumb. But so see, it rolled a nat 20, but got a -4. So fucking Scritch is Jesus Christ, sapping my rolls.
Just taking your luck.
Wait,
Yeah.
find even regular find steed increases their int to 6, which is only a -2. I should know.
Yeah.
Find greater steed doesn't increase their intelligence.
I don't think it does. I think it just gives you better options.
The intelligence, yeah, just the intelligence becomes 6. If it's lower than 6, it becomes 6.
Okay, well that's only a -2. How's it getting a -4?
Because that's the one stat that isn't updated in the Griffin stat sheet. Because all of the rest of its
okay.
stats stay the same. That is the one stat that changes, and it just goes from a 2 to a 6.
Okay.
'Cause
You should be able
Griffin-
to
So that
change
should be
it.
an 18 then, not a 16.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, can I?
Playlist, you and I. I think.
Hey, how
I
you
mean,
doing?
I got a 12.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, can I have Ember, Zal, and Laylis? Can I have each of you roll a D100 for me?
You ain't gotta ask me twice. Watch this.
74.
12.
Well, not as timid as a Kujuk. But
Who is that?
I think
14.
that's the Griffin, right?
It's the name that gave the Griffin, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I was like, huh?
Okay. Ember Prime 74. Okay. The madness of the Atropis has crept into your subconscious, and you have awful night terrors when you sleep. When you take a long rest, so the next one you take, you're going to roll a d6. On a 1, you do not gain the benefits of a long rest. So it won't recover your spell slots and abilities.
Features.
Yeah, but it will recover your hit points, and you can switch out spells. So whenever you get to the long rest, you're gonna roll a d6 for that, and we'll see what happens for it. But only on the one something happens. If you roll 2 or more, then there's no ill effect, no other effects on it. Okay, Laylis.
Still nightmares, just no.
Yeah, still nightmares, no terrible nightmares. Yeah,
Okay.
that keep you from sleeping. Okay, a 12. Actually, this will be for Zol as well. You're both in the same category.
Yeah, boy.
The madness has affected you in some way. Each of you roll a d4.
Bow, bow. I wrote my notes in here somewhere. Where's my old notes? Rat. Weird rat.
Okay. Two ones. Okay. You both have developed slight tremors in your hands, reducing your athletics, acrobatics, stealth, and sleight of hand rolls by 1.
Okay. I can deal with that.
Okay.
That just means Zal spends like all day playing. Zal probably assumes that it's like the hands being cold, like a residual shiver from the other night, and just like, okay, I just have to compensate for it. But never quite gets there.
Okay. And Rainier and Whispers, you were designated drivers previously. I assume this is still the same. The two of you, and Durham, I'd say, and Laylis as well. Durham and Laylis, this is more of your just connection to nature can observe this. Rainier and Whispers, it's just your like getting the animals ready and everything in the morning and like ready to move. You just notice that your snow loopers are like very distracted today. Both of them seem to like constantly kind of every now and then just look around, chatter to themselves. You have to keep tighter reins to keep them moving today. Okay. Can I have Laylis roll a d12 to see
You
if
sure
anything
can.
occurs?
I want to know if some crazy shit pop off. One moment.
Do I need a
No.
d6 first?
No. It's when you take your long rest.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Yeah, you've just wakened from one, so it won't
Got
occur
it,
now.
got it.
Yep. Okay.
Hi.
On this day, Rainier, same as before, westward is the direction that you feel your prey, and obviously you guys are moving towards it as well. On this day, approximately, let's say, we know that you'll end probably right about there. Let's bring you back. Let me just bring back the whole 40 and we'll actually find out how far you move. You're certainly going to move half the distance today. Okay, cool. Roughly halfway through the day, Durham, you notice it first, followed by Ember Prime, followed by Laylis third. You three notice that on the horizon there is something shimmering. There's something that just shines far on the horizon. You're still miles away from it, but you notice it.
Hold up. Wait a minute now.
Though you are moving westward, this shimmer is southwestward, so it will take you off your path.
Can I use my eyes of the eagle?
You can. You can. Also make a perception check using them. You're too far to see whatever it is clearly because it's beyond the sight,
Mhm.
beyond the distance. But the goggles do give you a little more detail. On an 11, um, while everyone sees just like a shimmer every now and then, something catching the light, um, you can barely make out there's shape to whatever this is. And if you can see any kind of shape or anything actually even shining like this far away, it has to be sizable. It has to be large enough to catch enough light to right like reflect this far. It
Mhm.
can't be like a rock, right?
He'll relay it to the rest.
Do we think it's worth taking the detour? How much time do we think we'll lose?
I think that's. I think the part that we're stuck at is we don't really know what's a what. We don't really know where to go exactly.
Can we
Linus,
follow the glint?
with your 11 on your check there, and your goggles, you estimate that if you guys start heading that direction and maybe even pick up the pace a little bit, you'll arrive to be able to see it much better before the sun even sets.
Mm. Oh yeah, he'll definitely relay that. We can make it before night. As you said, it is still an uncertain.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not a lot out here. It's probably not going to be something that like the folks at Skura would have built or anything. So,
Mm-mm. And then
but it's
I think
definitely built, right?
it sounds like, well, it seems like it, because if I remember correctly with Basar's description when we fought those bear things, that place had like some metal to it, and it was sort of like a mound. That wasn't a normal cave.
Yeah, I'm also thinking like the big cube we all saw, right?
Oh, that's I
I mean,
forgot
not
about
not
that.
that specifically, but something
Made
old
like that.
world.
Well, up to the group. If we leave now and move a little bit faster, we can make it, or we can head on towards the dragon's house.
What does everyone think? I'm all for detouring. We're not going to lose too much time.
We are
Yeah,
out here looking anyway, so we don't really know.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're not absolutely certain what we are or aren't looking for anyway.
True.
Searching out any anomaly seems like a wise decision.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So what's the decision?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're
Well, wait.
headed towards the gleaning,
Investigation.
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Cool.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Cool. You begin traveling southwest. following the shine. It now that you're focused on it and everybody can see, it's easy to keep track of on the horizon. And with time moving, trying to keep actually, let me get driving checks. You can use vehicle proficiency if you have it, or what were we using before? Animal handling, I think. This would be from Rainier and Whispers.
Yeah. I don't recall where. Well, I guess it's the same score. Doesn't matter. I don't know that land vehicle. Doug, where did you see your skill on your character sheet?
It's under like the senses and armor proficiencies and whatnot, and tool proficiencies, but I had to add it.
Oh, I will too then. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, 218s, amazing. You're able to actually sustain the speed of these snow lopers for longer than you would hope for today, given their how distracted they are. You guys actually make good time coming up to this thing. You approach roughly 2-ish miles out from it, at which point, Laylis, you are in range of your goggles should you wish to use them to try to see something
All the
better.
time.
Yeah.
You want another perception check? I got you.
Yeah, give me another perception check, please.
Yeah, boy.
24 is quite good. Okay. And the rest of you can begin to see there is a shape to this shimmer, and you're seeing that there's one bright spot, but there's multiple spots that are shining. With your 24, you see not just a faded outline of a structure in the distance, you see almost as if you were standing, only 50 to 100 feet away from this, a almost, it's like an ice palace of sorts, but it's not grand turrets and towers. There's these crisscrossing lanes of ice that are extending into the air, passing over top of one another. Dozens of them crisscrossing, making this kind of lattice work structure. It is this combination of all these tracks that are giving form to this and are also reflecting the light. And they all eventually, in some way, head towards a more central spot, something that is more akin to a tower. You can make out that there's actual construction here. There are quite large chunks of stone, but you can see that these are worked. They look as big as boulders at points, but they are smoothed and cut. Stacked on top of one another, there's the outline of a tower of some sort. You see that there is what looks like broken stonework ruin of maybe what other buildings could have been, but have been lost to the ravages of this place and time. The icework lattice runs around all of it, but running towards the central tower, it seems to enter into it. The outside has a ice covering, a shell with multiple openings that these rails seem to go into. You catch movement coming out of one of these hollows, speeding across these ice tracks. You see a carapaced creature, low on the ground, its body low. You catch a fleeting glimpse of it as it shoots across. You see another one from a different location coming towards the tower. Again, carapaced. You see several limbs moving, and then it enters in. You also, with your 24 here at this, with your goggles, there is, you see as one of the animals moves through, as a scene as the sun moves out from a cloud. And as you're observing, you can see a little chunk of snow falls away. And there is writing underneath of it. You think it's writing, at the very least. There's markings of some kind, but you're not sure. What languages does Layla speak?
Oh, I got you, bro. It's a list. All right, so I don't know why he got all of these, but this is what pops up when I pull up my like language list. All right, I got Aquan, Orin, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Ignan, Primordial, Sylvan, Terran. I don't know why he
Okay.
got them all.
I
I
think
don't
you
know how he got
maybe.
them all.
I think you picked like primordial as a language, and it's given you like the dialects of
Oh,
primordial, which is like
okay.
Igni and Terran, right? Like fire, earth, right?
Okay, well, in the
That's likely
sheet
the case.
then, it's Primordial, Sylvan, Draconic, Common, and Elvish.
Okay, cool. You don't recognize this language, but with your 24, you can make out that there is like shapes there. You also see, now that like you're focused in on that,
Mm-hmm.
those shapes are, you can think you see them on other places where this ice shell is not fully formed around the stonework, or where the stonework is a bit more exposed. There's also different shapes there, unlike the other ones. Smaller, not as large, but there's a similarity of some kind in how the lines are angled and how sharp they are. But it looks like, again, with your 24, you notice that there seems to be two different uh, types of
They just went
inscriptions
out.
on the stone.
Okay. He will relay this definitely and be like, there's something over there I can't really read. Oh. Well, keep trekking
So,
forward, I assume.
gonna need to engage in diplomacy then.
Okay. Yeah. I can't read the language, so I'll tell you ahead of time. I don't think I'll be able to understand them.
Liz, make a nature check for me.
I don't think I have anything for advantage, so we're just gonna roll it flat.
25, quite good. The creatures that you saw, these are beasts or monsters of some kind. While they might have language, you know that that does occur. Um, you hear diplomacy, and your mind is thinking, these things look like they'd eat you instead of talking to you, perhaps. But the only way to know for certain is to go closer. But the way these things are built,
Mm-hmm.
monsters for sure.
Okay.
And like your knowledge of like creatures and animals, unlikely that they did whatever the language is. They certainly seem like they've created this strange ice shell lattice work, though, since they seem to be moving along it. It's also, just so you're clear, very insectoid the actual center structure, right? Though it is constructed of ice, it has the same kind of sensation of looking at like termite mounds and insects that build large structures to move in and out of.
Yeah, he's gonna relay. Peace may not be an option, but it's a possibility.
All right, so we'd get ready to fight then.
Most likely. They look wild. Wow.
Can we tell from this distance? Does it look like a termite mound or like an anthill where it may go into the earth?
That's hard to tell. Lilius obviously sees things very clearly. You, from where you all are, you can see that there is like a central point here that the structure kind of, is centered around. And again, structure is a loose term here. Again, it's a complex lattice work of like you ever been on like a toboggan slide where it's like like a little curved, or even like going down a water slide, right? How it's that little curved tunnel you're in, right? It's that made of just ice, right? Just rails of this stuff going in and out, moving around on top of around each other.
Gotcha.
And that web work is creating what looks like like a kind of structure at distance.
Mhm.
And as you get closer, you can see there's obviously holes all throughout it. But that central point has this shell around a lot of stonework there, some tower of some kind. But as far as pure answer, it might go into the ground at some points, but you'd have to actually like
It'd be much
you'd have to
closer.
be you have to be much closer to know for certain.
Gotcha.
But at this distance, you are unobserved.
Well, you guys, if anybody speaks bug,
Like verbally, I can. I won't be able to read anything, I don't think, but
they're insectoids. Maybe you can reason with them.
oh yeah, I'm totally known for that.
If not, we can.
All the same, sarcastic comment aside, I will cast tongues on myself.
Nice. Let's get it moving.
Okay. How would you all like to approach?
Cautiously, I would
Uh,
just. My suggestion.
Oh, hold on, before I do that, this there we go. Just taking care of that.
Durham will cast Pass Without a Trace.
Ooh.
Okay. Some snowy mist begins to collect around you, helping to obscure you within the greater white expanse.
And I think that's all of us, including the Snow Lopers, Sar, and Scritches. That's 10.
Believe. I forgot how many we have in total. Math is not my strong suit at the moment.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
it's 10.
7 in your normal retinue with Basar counted, and an extra 3. Yep.
Alright, might as well stealth then.
Okay.
At least until the last minute to not allow them to, I don't know, marshal an army or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, sure. I don't think it'll matter much, but individually you are able to easily stealth, but riding on the sled um, is going to be difficult in terms of stealth. The bonus is grand, but to hide the sled approach would be a little more tricky. Um. Hmm. Hmm. You know what? Just give. I was gonna say, just give whatever the stealth check is from Rainier and Whispers. We'll just use that. I don't want to. God, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of it. I just don't
I
want
think that
to.
a big part of it is that we're getting magical aid to
Yeah, that's
ease
yeah,
it in.
exactly,
So
exactly.
yeah,
I'm gonna
that
add a
does make a lot of logic sense.
Casual
yeah.
42.
How do I go about
Damn.
adding the +10 in there automatically that I see everyone else knows how to do?
If you roll, it'll
When you
say,
hit
"Do you want to
yeah.
add anything to this roll?"
Oh, I
situational
gotcha.
bonus.
I rolled a plus
Ah,
9
gotcha.
for this instead of a plus 10 because we have the -1 for the people that failed.
That is true. That is true.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Your approach, magically aided, is unnoticed as these creatures you see as you get closer. You see these creatures just whipping across these ice lanes that they've created. The mist helps enshroud you from their vision. They seem just to not notice. You all, well, the question will be, you are approaching the outer edge of this uh, ice palace, as it were. Um, what is your plan? Like, tell me what it is you guys are actually doing here, how you are doing it, who is doing it, where are you heading?
It sounds like we are trying to get closer together without necessarily getting noticed until we're within a reasonable range and we can have someone speak to them, Ember cast tongues, and I just want to verify that that's definitely who we want to be the person talking to them.
I'm pretty sure Zal can do this. I am just here for backup, but if I
I
need
will-
to do it, I'll do it.
I was told diplomacy is unlikely.
We can always
But
give
I
it a shot.
okay for fucks. Cast tongues on myself.
Okay.
Great. I'll parlay with a bunch of bugs.
I love me some Grumpy Saul.
The cold doesn't do him well.
Okay. You are on the outskirts of this place, whatever it is, whatever it was. How close are you getting? What are you doing? Who is doing it?
As close as they'll get me before I call out to them. I can't talk super loud. I don't think I have like thaumaturgy or anything to make myself louder.
Wait,
Um,
wait. Does thaumaturgy have to be on yourself?
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
it is self. Yeah.
Take this opportunity to cast Shillelagh. Not that I don't
Yeah.
have faith in your diplomatic skills.
Yeah,
Oh,
as we get close, like I just start calling out and waving like, "Hello there. Hello."
Okay.
With tongues
You,
on.
yeah, you all see, um, you hear first the scraping of ice, the sounds that these things make as they're moving. You hear the scraping of ice as it gets closer, and you begin to see several of these entities begin in various tracks that are from multiple directions heading towards you. You see these creatures heading in your direction. You're close enough to get a good look at them. This is what they appear as.
Sure.
That's
Oh,
cute.
Sure.
That's they're definitely reasonable creatures.
Okay.
Sure.
I would be pretty
mhm.
psyched if they rolled up and were just like, "Yo, what's up?"
Hello.
Yeah, we don't know.
Would you like some tea?
Okay, you see several of these creatures whipping in your direction. They're moving quite swiftly. And you see two of them. Uh, you see them like their arms reach over the edge of one of these rails they're on, and you see a new path is created underneath of them, heading into your direction. They are moving like a slide directly at you all. They begin to pick up speed. You hear a screeching noise.
I
Um,
assume that screeching noise is in words.
it is
With the
not
tongue.
words. It
It
is
does
a.
not. It does not become.
It is
Yep.
it is a horrid screeching noise.
Yeah.
Um,
There's just a
When that
brief moment.
happens, when that happens, I shout to Whispers to pull left, and I will pull right. We're going to split down the middle, so these things coming at us have about 20 to 30 feet between us and their path on either side of them.
okay, you
I
two
would
split.
I
There is
would
a
like to take this opportunity to activate my symbiotic entity.
Okay, sure.
brief moment. Zal and I look at each other, look at the creatures, hear the scream, look at each other. Just
Mhm.
fuck.
Mhm. Okay, so if it wasn't clear, that's not words.
Oh, they were not the ones that said "fuck." That was not a
Nope.
translation. Understood.
Nope.
Okay. Can I get driving checks from Rainier and Whispers?
You fucker. You didn't. Talking to myself, don't worry.
That's okay.
Nailed it.
Okay. You manage to keep control of these lopers and are able to split. You see in that split, there's another screech from these creatures as their ice rail like passes over top of the party and begins to like circle around. Now, these are freestanding ice rails. There's no like support beams growing up to keep them. They are just growing out in front of these creatures. The way that like Iceman
Yeah, all right,
makes
Bobby
it and
Drake.
stuff, right? Right? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that helps solidify it.
Sure.
They kind of crisscross each other and then begin doing like a
Nice,
U-turn to
Frozone.
come back around. Yeah, or frozen. Yeah. Um, coming back into your direction, and the you hear additional screeches as more of these creatures begin heading towards you all. Um,
Can I see are these things, are they just coming from more tracks, or are we close enough now that we can see if they're coming out of the ground?
um, make me a perception check
Okay.
to know specifically here. An 18. You see that there's like some that go into the ground, but it's not a lot.
Okay.
You notice like, oh, there's like a few, but you see others that seem to like are coming from like tracks that are just further
Yep.
deeper into the
So,
structure.
somewhere in that
Um,
weird knot.
yeah, somewhere in the weird knot, you see more shapes starting to come, or screeches kind of answering as they're definitely communicating to each other. Um, the you see many are also coming out of that center structure as well, heading your direction. Okay, um, we're gonna do like a semi like it's not gonna be like a pure round by round combat, but there is going to be combat that will occur here. What I like to know, let's actually let's bring. Oops, not that here. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate these tokens. I just want them up top. Can you all sort yourselves into what sled you're on if you're on a sled? Zal, I assume you're on your Griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like as I went to do my diplomacy, it would be on Griffin back to try to like, I don't know, get some station, and then it did not fucking work.
Okay.
But I'm probably over the top of the Whispers cart. Like I'm sticking close to the Whispers cart.
Okay, sure.
That was the one I came from, and I don't think I've had enough time to get away from it.
Sure, yeah. Just put your tokens underneath of Whispers and Rainier appropriately. So just so we know who is grouped together.
I'm double checking. Team cheat. Okay, so Basar can go up here. He can fly. He's got the. Yep. Wait, okay, I confused myself. Are we going up and down for teams or left and right?
Up and down.
Up and down.
Okay. He's flying. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think he's 30 miles up, but you know, he up there.
he's up there. Yeah. Okay. And Ember Prime, who are you with?
I guess if Zal has been traveling with the Whispers Durham, I would be on the Rainier Laylis cart. I think a second ago I had been talking to Zal though.
Well, I can make this easy. I'll just switch carts. That way you're
There
on
you-
the cart
Yeah.
with all.
We were
there you go.
talking right before I took off.
Okay. The two carts, the two sleds split. Creatures are coming in your direction. Whispers, you're currently driving. What is it that you are doing? As now you're kind of like rushing into this lattice structure, like going underneath of all these rails over top. Sometimes having to actually duck your head as there's low ones.
I suppose I'd just be focused on keeping the sled stable.
Okay, very good. Give me another driving check then. Actually, you know what? Your 12 from before is sufficient. This is like close enough time. Like that carries over, and that roll met the threshold for it. So you're able to uh, keep the sled moving, also maneuvering around obstacles here as well. The ground is a little bumpy underneath here, as there's hot and cold spots from the sun. So there's some places are melting, some have not. So it actually is difficult to move on. But with your assistance, the Loper is maneuvering everything quite well. What is Ember Prime doing?
I think I will pull. I guess I can't do that. That would be an action to use. So I am just going to. I'll just hold the dead. I just don't want these things coming near our Loper. I'm going to do everything I can to keep the Snow Loper alive this time.
Yeah, hell yeah. You hold Toll the Dead. One of these creatures on the rail itself, like rushes real close. You actually see an arm reach out. It like one of their appendages is reaching out towards you. Your Toll the Dead slams into the creature. You see it actually like tumble on the rail before cracking through one of the sides and hitting the snow, shakes itself and begins scurrying way faster than you would like on the snow. You think this creature will probably keep up with the snow loper, and then you see ice underneath of it, and it starts catching up speed as it veers up through the lattice work and looks like it's doing a wide circle back towards you all again. What is Zol doing flying on the griffin?
I'm probably staying like about 10 feet over the top of our cart.
Okay,
I
yeah.
probably am also with my. I have to switch to the mage mask, and then I'm like lobbing a firebolt at the nearest one.
Hell yeah. Firebolt slams into it. I'm just double checking if they have anything for her about fire. Seems to hurt them just fine.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
It's
they
my
don't
only
like
blasting one.
they don't seem to like it any more or less,
Yeah.
but it certainly does the trick. There's a great hiss. There's a melting of the ice nearby. The underside of the rail breaks way given the stress. You see the same creature tumbled down through another rail before landing on the ground and also creating a new one again. And you yourself are having to maneuver like you are having to right, it's like one of those like spaceship through a space station flight, right? You are places you should not be with an animal that's not like it's not designed to be flown through. You are barrel rolling up down. It is a
I feel
wild
like
ride.
Scritches is probably doing more like just vaulting off. Like instead of like barrel rolling through, it's like use the front claws to like reposition by like gripping and pushing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
landing on a thing, jumping off of it, and continuing to fly.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Occasionally with the push off, the rails snap underneath the weight. Yeah, incredible. What about Rainier?
Um, once we're further to like, further out of like the direct path, I'm sorry, I feel like there's been a lot of movement of the creatures. Where kind of are they in relation to
Everywhere
us?
around you. You are within,
Okay.
you are entering their territory, a crisscrossing lattice work of tunnel, like, right,
Okay.
like water slide tunnels, right? Not
Okay.
open,
Good.
they're not they're not covered, right? And
Great.
they are creating new ones over top of you as more creatures like combine, swing by you. They are within your range as you are within theirs.
Um, I would like to prepare the crossbow for something that gets uncomfortably close.
They are already here,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're already around you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, if we're in like if we're in functional combat, then my intention is to shoot one when it is too close.
Yeah, you can go ahead and launch a bolt at it. You don't have to roll for this, right? It's not
Yeah,
that crunchy right now.
yeah.
It's more like what are you doing as you are racing through this place, right? I think given the crossbow bolt is probably what lets you even launch one while driving, since you don't have to pull back
Right.
an arrow. Your bolt slams into one of these things, strikes true. It screeches out in pain, and you see like you drive it off to a different portion as it heads deeper into the lattice work. What are Laylis and Basar doing?
Layla's is taking shots at the ones that like come forward too close and trying to like pin them back into the like if they I think they like dive out a little bit. So like those that come out and Bazaar is doing like swoop downs. Uh basically I like this idea, but it's not realistic. Well the falcon that like does the peregrine falcons that do like the falcon dive and punch things.
Yeah, hell yeah. um, You, oh, I guess I should have stated this earlier on. As you are like these things are like much closer to you guys now as you're racing through this area. Um, these are these are bigger than Basar. These things are like these are large size, so like they're the size of a horse, the size of the griffin. These are large creatures that
Mhm.
are swinging around here. Um, so Basar is like a small hawk, a small bird of prey, right, coming down on them. There's times where you lose sight of him as you just see mass tumbling on one of these rails, something rolling and cracking over, falling through again a few lines of them. You see Basar's heads burst up, the dark ichor on their jaws as he takes to the sky once more. Your arrows knock and drive a few away as well. What is Durham doing?
Um, so I'm clear. Are all of the creatures that we have seen now upon us, or are some of them upon and around us, and some of them still charging towards
Yes, exactly that. Yeah.
the second one?
Yes, yes to all of it. Again,
Okay.
you have entered and stirred a hornet's nest that you are going into,
Okay.
right?
I am going
So yes
to.
to all of it.
Great. I'm going to let my compatriots deal with the um, bug-like things that are directly around us, and at the ones charging towards us, and any others that might be coming out from the center of this thing on these tracks. I am going to cast Cloud Kill and start it at the first pack of creatures that are not upon us yet, so that everything else has to move through this cloud as it moves towards the center structure.
Hell yeah. There's a section ahead that you pick out as you're racing through this area. Um, where more than a few of these rails kind of crisscross among each other. You cloud kill the area. It's not too long before you hear hisses and exclamations from these creatures having passed through that area. Um, you see a couple of them as they slide through. Um, their bodies go kind of limp and just kind of slide off into the air and then land on the ground nearby, unmoving. Um, excellent. As you all are split at the moment, you're not hundreds of feet from each other, but you're not right next to each other anymore. And the chaotic structure here, you're having to maneuver so dangerously and swiftly. There is a gap between the two sleds that is difficult to connect back together. Every now and then you kind of lose sight of each other as portions of these rails are just whipping by. Can I have a couple of these creatures race nearby, and you see the ice along their back ends kind of intensifies, and they pick their head up, and you see them inhaling very heavily. They at first you think it's like they're like a dragon and are gonna like ice breath you, but the inhalation keeps going, and you can see the air begin to condensate from where this creature is in your direction. Just that begins to mist and get colder and colder and colder. And these creatures are draining heat. Um, and I'll need everyone. They're shooting at the sleds and Zal as well, even Basar. So I'll need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh yeah.
Let me get Bashar's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy.
Okay. The DC is 16 for this drain heat ability. Use it. We don't need to place a template. Uh-huh. Oh, oops. Sorry, Durham. I had you selected and roll the deck save for you.
Was it better than mine? I'll take it.
It was I think it was a 14.
Half either way.
Okay. I guess I maybe I didn't build. I did not build damage into the ability. Cool. I love
Awesome.
that for me. Let me roll damage here. Okay. These creatures, from multiple angles, lines of, they are just drawing heat from you, which you are the hottest things in this place. You're so hot. You're gonna, everyone takes 31 cold damage. The DC is 16, so half of you saved, and then of course your resistances.
I will use a reaction to cast Absorb Elements.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Pale Mover, for teaching me that lesson.
Okay. You see, though, that as these creatures have drawn the heat from your bodies, and you feel it leaving you, though it has no lingering mechanical effects on you, you see that after they have used this ability on you all, they seem almost lethargic for a moment, and they do not move. And your sleds race past where these creatures were.
Alright.
Okay.
How is that a green?
I don't know. Oh,
Neat.
is it for concentration?
That's concentration, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it
Yeah.
just is green for good. I guess it's green for good.
Yeah, I only needed a 10.
Cool. The two sleds rushing through, the ice and snow cracking under the sled rails. I'll ask the drivers. Currently, your direction right now is just heading deeper into the center of this place here, which would take you to that larger tower. Though you're not like immediately upon it. If you continue this direction, you will be upon it. What are the two of you doing here? Whispers and Rainier, as you're driving these sleds. Are you continuing towards the tower? Are you doing something different?
I think so. I think that makes sense. If we can just go through. If they're behind us, that's good.
Or at least getting somewhere where it's less open.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just as a
Okay.
note, since we are continuing towards the tower, Durham will drop concentration before either sled gets to the cloud.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I assume in my mind's eye of this scenario, right? Because is like the cloud kill is in the air where these lattice works are crisscrossing, right? There are some down below, but they seem to like to travel high and look
Yeah,
down upon.
Unfortunately, it makes a point of saying that the cloud's heavier than air, so it sinks.
So wood sink,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Hey, that's I like it. I like you being honest about
Which
it.
it's also why I've asked a couple times. Gee, can I see if it goes underground?
Gonna see if it goes.
I'd love for
underground,
this thing to sink into whatever nest there is.
whatever there is. Yeah,
But it doesn't sound like it's going to be around long enough for us to find out.
Okay, you're approaching. There's worry on your faces as you see a poisonous cloud in front of you that dissipates as you whip right through where it used to be. Okay, Can I get perception checks from Ember Prime? Ember Prime, and Zol actually.
Oh,
Big Zol. Ted, you with us? Are you muted?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah. Can I get a perception check from Ember Prime?
Oh, yeah. I just missed it. Advantage from the shield. 24.
Yo, huge. Oh,
Damn, dudes.
okay.
damn, y'all ain't missing shit this time.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay. Okay, I'm sending something to each of you. That should be okay. Yes. Okay, I have sent you each the information you get from that perception check. Also, with those high of those high of rolls, you the screeches are coming from all around you all. But you both catch that your entrance here, obviously you've kicked something up, but also in your swiftness of also like dispatching many of these creatures, you can see, and Zol, you more easier than others, being able to go a little higher from time to time as needed and as you wish. A lot of these creatures are heading back towards that tower.
So they're behind us at this point.
No, in front of you. You were at the edge of a grand city heading towards its center. So everything is ahead of you.
Got it.
Okay. You are the two sleds are racing deeper in. You see that many of these creatures are like heading towards that central tower. A few of them are still sliding outside of it. Um, let's see. Yes. The answer is
Uh-huh.
yes. Yeah.
Got it.
Um. Okay.
Let me know when I
Uh,
can make them out as we're getting closer.
Yeah. Sure. Um. We're just gonna see if any of these creatures as you're moving through, you all are shooting spells, launching arrows. You are killing these outer edge creatures here. Not all of them, but you are making dents in their number for sure. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 altogether. Okay. Okay. Ember Prime, one of these creatures comes actually, two of them come very close to you and at different times from different angles. You see they lean over as an appendage reaches out. They actually snap their fangs at you. And one of them gets like your armor for a second before your paths just whip past each other. And the other you just bash with your shield, deflecting all of their attacks here. Um, okay, I'm rolling to see who this thing is getting, and you're just at the top of the list. So I've rolled you 3 times now. One of these creatures does get a bite in on you.
Okay.
Oh.
That's gonna get you for 18 damage total, 13 of which is piercing. It is non-magical.
Reduces it to 15
Mhm.
total damage.
Okay. And you are actually lifted up and off the sled as this creature managed to snatch you. Um, and you all see as Ember Prime is just taken on one of these rails, speeding in an opposite parallel direction from you all. Ember Prime, you and this thing are now tumbling on this ice channel. You can hear the scraping of the ice against your armor behind you. This thing and its mouth is snapping at your face. You're shoving it to the side, smashing it with your shield and weapon. What do you do that now that this thing has like got you?
I will summon. Nope, I did not mean to actually roll the damage. I am summoning a blade of fire to my hand. I'm trying to slice through the rail.
Okay, cool, cool, hell yeah. You slice through the rail, and the two of you go tumbling down as it's trying to, got you as suddenly the rail breaks due to your action here.
How far away are they?
At the current speeds, I mean, right now, having even just been snatched, they're probably like 25, 30 feet away because they're like you're moving and they're moving at this point,
Okay, I as a reaction cast Featherfall on Ember.
right? Okay.
So one goes down fast and one goes down slow.
Okay. You both fall. You are feather falled. There's a sudden shift in the tumbling of these two as Ember kind of is the balloon here, and this creature is hanging on underneath. You see it's like scraping at your boots and sabatons, trying to maintain its grasp here, which I will roll to see if it does due to these circumstances here. Okay. Ember Prime, can you make me an athletics or acrobatics check?
I sure can. It's not good, but I can do it.
Oh, you have both rolled
Um,
8s.
Hold on, because I do have the one inspiration.
You do have the inspiration, yeah.
I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
Who needs to store inspiration? It's
You
better
just gotta
to
beat
use
an 8. You just gotta beat an 8.
somebody off my boots. It's an 11.
Hell yeah, there we go. This thing scrambles and screeches at you, and its heavier weight just leaves it plummeting to the ground. It is gonna fall about 30-ish feet. Hell yeah. It lands with a hard crack. You see part of its carapace is just split open, and a dark ichor comes pouring out. Hell,
Snag Ember out of the air.
I was gonna say, if I'm still floating all the way to the ground, I'll point the flame blade just straight down at it. Just like Saving Private Ryan, slow float onto this
Look,
thing.
I happen to have the mount that actually has the claws for gripping. It's gonna slow us down to carry you, but I could probably swing by and grab you by the shoulder.
Yeah, Ember, you slide down slowly and then land on the thing as it's like struggling to its feet, just pushing the flame blade into it. There's a great hiss of steam as you are. This creature is so cold. Um, uh, sorry, the environment is so cold, but there's the inside of the creature, like there are portions of it that are very hot, as these things seem to want heat and feed on it. Um, Instinctively, the creature's like wailing, but it's also like you see some of the flame dimming as its body is still absorbing that heat until the flame rushes again and it expires. And Zal, you and Scritches you have plenty of speed on that mount to
Yeah.
whip by and grab them.
Yeah,
And
but basically front claws will just be gripped one on each of Ember's shoulders. Weight-wise, will slow down by 10 feet, but it'll still put us at flying 70.
okay, very cool.
So
Uh,
Whispers is alone now.
Rainier, one of these things comes very close to you. Um, you're launching a bolt at one to your left as you're trying to pull the reins hard to avoid one of these rails, and a creature managed to like clip real close to you. This is. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, this creature is gonna clip you for 17 points of damage total. Do you have any cold or piercing resistances or anything?
No. You said 17?
17 total, yes. And you are also ripped off of the sled, the reins coming loose. You barely have enough time to maintain grip on the crossbow. And those of you on Rainier's sled, Leyless and Durham, you
Can
just see them getting pulled again as this creature is moving in an opposite direction of you. Rainier is actually pulled backwards south of you. And the snowloper is just continuing to gallop freely at this point.
Can I try, if you allow, to make a dexterity saving throw to grab Rainier on like the yank down?
Yeah, I will, yeah, certainly in this scenario, yeah. Here's the thing though, this creature's quite large and quite strong and moving very fast.
Mhm.
Your grabbing them will bring you with Rainier, not hold Rainier to you.
Uh, uh,
So it will have Rainier, and if you succeed, then you will have Rainier as well. But you will be moving, you'll be pulled along.
he'll whistle for Basara then to come back and dive for Rainier. Dive towards Rainier and the
Okay, what's Basar's intention? What is he trying to do? Just diving is not giving me
to
anything.
after if they hit the ground and tumble, try to he can't carry Rainier, so basically just straight up dive tackle the giant bug.
Okay, okay. Um, give me um, give me an athletics check from Basar.
Just an FYI, seeing that this is what Leyless and Bassar are doing, Durham's going for the reins.
Okay, Durham, you maneuver, grab hold of the reins here. Go ahead and give me a animal handling or land vehicles if you have a vehicle proficiency. 17 is quite good. You're able to ease the snowloper back into control again. Excellent, and not crash or hit anything in the process. Okay, Rainier, this thing has you. You are You are hanging currently like off the edge of this rail as you are moving at a breakneck pace, and this thing is pulling you up onto the railing. As it does, as it pulls you up onto its track, you see a fast shape shadow coming towards you, scales, head, jaw open wide. There's a moment where this could be the dragon. And you see Basar's faces come into focus as Basar slams into this large creature, distracts it from its grip on you as Basar has overwhelmed this creature. And the two of them are now like cats fighting in a ball rolling on this rail, and you are being just bounced along occasionally as they roll like around you, over top of you. What are you doing in this scenario? You are free sliding. You think probably like 30 miles an hour. You are
Oh my
sailing here.
god.
Yeah, these things rip on these lanes.
Um. Do the direction I am headed? What can I see on this path?
Yeah, give me a perception check as you kind
Yeah.
of lift your head over the sides. Okay, let's see where this track is gonna go. Hey, I just want you to know, roll a d100 to determine. It's a 69.
Hey, thanks for
Nice.
sharing.
uh, hell yeah. Your trail, it it is maneuvering in a wide curve out a little bit, but its trajectory is actually heading towards the tower. So you are currently sliding in that direction. If your speed maintains relatively, you'd arrive there in just a few rounds or so. Um, What's more troubling, though, is it is leading towards crisscrossing tracks that creatures that are like other creatures are running to get to the tower. And like you see to the left and right of you that like you are all about to be parallel to each other in a moment. So that you have to look forward to.
Okay,
Ooh.
yeah. My plan then would be to ready up so that when something is within biting range of me, I can blast it off.
Okay, very, very good, very good. Um, is there anything in particular that Whispers is doing currently? I know you're driving the sled, but is there anything special you want to do? Doug, you muted if you're there. He might be away. Um, did everyone get a chance to do something? Did did everybody get to go?
I believe.
I think it's just whispers. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay. The choice comes again. Durham and Whispers are driving these sleds. Your current path takes you deeper in, heading towards the tower. If you stay on course, in another few rounds, you'll approach the tower itself, the base of it. These many of these creatures, like their numbers around you, are quickly dwindling as you see them heading towards that tower. All told, you've seen about like maybe 2 dozen of these creatures outside total. And at this point, you've killed half of them in your various blasts and spells and whatnot. So, like, you've made a significant dent in the number of the creatures that are outside here. Um,
I'll
for
speed back up to put Ember back on the cart
okay,
so
cool,
that
Ember.
Ember doesn't have to be, locked into the bottom of Scritches.
Hell yeah. Ember is placed down onto the cart with a great amount of skill, I'm sure, by Scritches. Let
Enough. The weight does probably cause the cart to wobble for a second.
yeah, the griffin weight pushes a little bit on it. Uh, Rainier, let's resolve just your thing. This will basically be the last before you all decide what to do after. You're on your rail. You see to the left and right of you two other rails are like like curving in to come parallel, and there are two of these creatures on them. You're approaching. They're each like 30 feet, then 25, then 20, then 15, as the rails are about to kind of come real close to one another. What do you do?
Yeah, at 20 feet, one dart one way, one dart the other way.
Okay, hell yeah. We all know you're gonna make these shots.
I appreciate.
You nail these two creatures, causing them to they slow in their lane, and you go past them. You are now on this, actually, let's see, what is Basar doing as well? Because you, Basar, and this creature are all moving on, although they are tumbling on each other. What is Basar trying to do right now? They currently are basically engaged in a grapple with the creature.
Uh, Basically, it'd be like a bite attack, but like a bite slash shove kind of thing, not like an
Mhm.
actual shove. But he's gonna try to like grab it while they're rolling, and on if it he can latch on one of the rolls, sort of toss it off, and then try to take back off.
Okay. Hell yeah. Give me another athletics check then. 11. Okay. Bizarre. One head grabs, like bites down on part of the carapist side. There's
Hmm.
a cracking noise as they grab hold. The other heads raise up to do the same to get some leverage. And you see, well, you don't see, but Rainier, you see this. One of the arms of the creatures just grabs Basar's head that's biting him, pulls it off, bites into Basar, and the two of them just go tumbling off of the rail together. It managing to resist Basard's push, but taking Basar down with it. And you are continuing to just slide. You are beginning to slow a little bit, but this ice is very smooth. These paths these creatures are on. And your rail is taking you to about the midsection of this tower. And again, about like at this speed, in like a round or two, you're gonna go through the opening into it. Um, your height currently is about 50 feet up in the air.
And I see Rainier currently slipping it. I know I've been focused over here.
Um,
And that might be happening at the same time, so it might be like next round.
yeah,
I think
yeah, because you
they're
were
over
putting Ember
there.
down. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and yeah. So Rainier got pulled backwards, and the rail kind of cut and curved around
Mhm.
back towards the tower. So from where you are, if you're down where the sleds are, I don't think you see Rainier. You'd have to get height to see them, but you certainly saw them get like snatched. And at one point, they, I think at one point they like roll, like the roll of Basar and this creature were like went by you at one point. Yeah, you can't currently see Rainier, but like they're up somewhere.
Yeah, I'd have to
Um,
look for him.
yeah, cool. Basar and this creature slam into the ground. Give me um, another athletics. Actually, give me an athletics or acrobatics check from Basar.
23.
Yo, you know what's
Yeah.
the creature on the previous round also
Mhm.
rolled a 23 nat 20
Oh,
to
nice.
beat Basar previously, but it did not do the same this time. Um, uh, you slam into the ground, Basar and this creature. Basar and the creature both take impact damage. They both take 16 bludgeoning damage.
Hmm.
And the creature, stunned from that impact, Basar is able to break the grip of it. What do you want Basar to do, having like escaped the clutches of this creature?
Uh, he'll do the smart thing, and he'll just start taking off into the air and dashing to catch back up with us.
Okay, Basar soars up into the air and is able to maneuver around the lattice work, but being able to fly makes it much easier for him to catch up to everyone. Um, okay. At this point, the two sleds racing apart from one another, every now and then seeing each other through the racing rails between you, are both heading towards the tower. The creatures here have at this point, they're either dead or dying outside. The rest of them have entered into this central structure from various portals where these rails come into. Um, Rainier, do you stay on your rail sliding towards this thing, or do you try to do something?
You just said that they're all returning, right?
Yeah, from where you are, there's none that are near you anymore. I mean, obviously you have your range for shooting, but like none of them are near you at the moment. But you see, from your vantage point, yeah, there's creatures going into that tower. There doesn't seem to be anything coming out anymore.
Right. Okay. Um, if I look down, like not down at the ground, but down the line,
Hmm.
um, is there any amount of direction I can see that I would go upon passing the threshold?
Uh, do you mean like does the rail continue once you enter? Is that what you mean?
Kinda, yeah, yeah. Like if this is a tunnel tube kind of thing into the tower.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Give me a perception check because it is dark where that hollow is because the light um doesn't exactly go in.
Right.
An 11. It's hard to tell precisely. It's a one. It is a large hole because the creatures are big. So it is a large space for you to be going into. So it is kind of tunnel-like. Um, if it is a tunnel, you're not sure how much it's gonna go. You're certain that at least 20 or 30 feet in has like a tunnel like structure, but it's too dark beyond that. And
Beautiful.
the only way to know would be to be there.
All right, I'm gonna Batman this shit. I'm going to pull the grappling hook gun
Yeah.
and shoot some of the glass pane or the ice pane like behind me and above my head.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna let that coil go so that at the end of the rope, like theoretically, I would do this 20-ish feet from the threshold if possible. Um, and then if there's a drop or something insane, once I pass through, I've got a line anchored to something. Oh,
Okay.
wait. What might make more logical sense is if I target actually the wall of the tower above the threshold. That might make more sense and give me more rope.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. You still yourself.
Thank you,
Uh,
Cody, for reminding me of this item.
I
y-
I have never forgotten it existed because I abused it as Murph so much.
I love it. I just didn't think of it for this thing since I'm going down, not up.
It's I used it so much to go sideways and to go like down in all different directions.
Okay, you still yourself, the world rushing by, but all you hear in your ears is just the breath coming in and out, the pain that this cold air brings into your lungs as it sears in. But you focus, steel your gaze in your arms, and at the last minute, launch the grappling hook. It strikes into the icy surface. Luckily, it doesn't break a chunk out. It seems solid. There is a moment of quiet as you go into this tunnel. Um, and it is dark, but for a few moments. And then you are in free fall of a sorts. You are now, your momentum carrying you out into the open air. And you see within this tower, it's probably roughly, uh, it's like a 100-foot diameter on the inside, but in the very center, you see what looks like the broken remains of like stairs or something like that effect. And there is a uh, icened, like a column, but it's not made of just pure ice. There is also this um, like a wasp's nest paper kind of material that is like giving more structure to it. You see attached to this larger column a much larger one of these creatures with a large extended abdomen that seems to be just belching out little pods that have a like when they land there's a like a grand amount of steam that comes off of them, and they look like almost like ice droplets in a way, and you can see there is something that like moves within, and one of the couple of these creatures come up, grab them, and seem to be putting them into. There is a pile of about 2 to 3 dozen of these little eggs inside here, and you see many of these creatures that have come in are now. Like kind of swarming around where the eggs are on the floor and the sides of one of the walls. They are crawling around what is very clearly the queen of this redoubt, and you are just kind of open, open, like flying through the air before gravity is about to bring you like falling downward. Um, you end up. Let me see. Does this creature see you in all this? Oh yeah, I rolled you, but it is the creature. Yeah, you're in free fly, and you see the creature's head looks just in your direction, and you catch eyes with its strange beady eyes, and then you begin to fall. But your fall is the rope line catches. Does it extend out to a set distance, or do you determine how much line there is?
I believe